Lesson 4.2.4 Drawing Conclusions from Data. In this video, we will analyze and interpret data in two variables. Why did 2 4s skip dinner? Because they already ate. Alright, we're going to use data from favorite colors to answer each of the questions, each of the following questions. So we're going to go back to what we've been doing this whole entire chapter, and we're going to utilize that information to answer these questions. So if you haven't already done so, you need to pull out your data sheet, your topic 4.2 notes that we've been doing, because we're going to utilize this here to answer the questions. So first question is, which color is the most popular among both classes? So we're going to look at our data. You're going to notice that I am down here on the second set of questions, the relative frequency distribution. We can get our answers from the table. We can get our answers sometimes from the graph. Sometimes we're going to have to look at other sections as well. So in this first one, it asked us what is the most popular color for both classes. So that means we're going to look down here at the total across the bottom. And if we look at our totals across the bottom, blue is 35, green is 20, purple is 20, and red is 25. So our most popular among the both classes is blue. So the answer to that question is blue. So what I want you to do is look at number 2. This time it says which color is the least preferred in class B. Okay, and so you're going to go back to your data and go ahead and figure out which color is the least preferred for class B. So looking at the colors in class B, blue is 20%, green is 15%, purple is 15%, and red is 5%. So the least preferred, the one that people don't really like, is, or the least amount of people like, I should say, is red. So question 3 says, which class had the highest percentage of students prefer the color purple? So again, I'm going to ask you to go back to your notes and figure out which class had the highest percentage of students who preferred purple. So hopefully you noticed that class A said 5% and class B said 15%, making class B having the highest percent of students that preferred purple. And then number 4 says which class has the most student votes. So again, we'll go back to our information. Most student votes. So class B had 55% of the votes. Class A had 45% of the votes. So that means that class B also had the most students vote. We can also look back up at the table up here to know exactly what number that is. So we had 9 students from class A vote and 11 students from class B vote. And so that would mean that 11 is the larger number. So class B. So what I'd like you to do is use the data from favorite sport to watch to answer each of the following questions. And then once you're done answering these questions, you can hit play, and you'll be able to check and see how you did. Okay, now that you've tried it, let's go through each question. Which sport is the least popular among both classes? Okay, so if we look at the totals of the 3 sports, baseball has the lowest percentage at 25%. So the sport that is the least popular among both classes is baseball. Which class made, well, I should say not but made up the smallest percentage of the students who supported the least popular overall sport to watch, which was baseball? So again, on this, we are focusing on baseball, and we want to know the smallest percentage of students to support that. So let's go back to the questions, or to the data. Okay, so looking at baseball, we want the smallest percentage to support it. Well, the smallest percentage that supports it is 10%, which is class, the 12th grade class. So again, which class made up the smallest percent? 12th grade at 10%. Number 3, which class least preferred to watch basketball? So we're looking at basketball, so that would be this column here. Looking at basketball, and in basketball, the 11th graders said 20 and the 12th graders said 10, and I believe we are looking at the least, which is the smallest. And so for this particular one, again, the least is going to be our 12th graders. Which sport is the most preferred by the 11th graders? So looking across the row with the 11th grade, football's 15, baseball's 15, and basketball's 20. And we said most preferred, so it's going to be basketball for the 11th graders. And that is how we answer questions using the data that we've been working with. And then an exciting note about this is the last of the notes for topic 4.2. If you have questions on this, you can always ask me by raising your hand, and I'll come over and help you out, or you can come over and find me.